So, you want to be a millionaire making courses? Well, you've come to the right place.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to create and launch an online course from scratch.
This is the perfect video if you've ever dreamed of sharing your knowledge and expertise with the world.
I've helped clients literally make millions in online education, and I'm excited to share the techniques and strategies that I've learned along the way. Let's get started. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that you can download a free PDF guide featuring the techniques and templates described in this video. I recommend downloading it if you're interested in course creation. You'll find a link below this video. Step number 1, figure out a course topic. The best way to figure out a course topic is to simply do a little bit of mental time travel and ask yourself, what course would have been helpful to me 3 to 5 years ago? So, for example, perhaps you've been a waiter over the last 3 years and slowly you've learned techniques for increasing your tips. Well, in that case, you could create a course called Make 10 Times More Tips as a Waiter.
Instead of learning and sharing something new, I always recommend sharing advice to yourself 3 to 5 years ago. This will make it way easier to create course content and free lessons. It will also make it way easier for you to establish yourself as a figurehead and influencer in your niche. But we'll talk about this in a little bit. And no, I don't mean influencer in the latte art kind of way. Unless, of course, you are teaching people how to make latte art. Once you have the topic of your course, let us know what it is in the comments below.
Step number 2, create an audience profile. Once you know your potential course topic, it's time to create an audience profile. It's important to define exactly who you will be serving with your course. This will help you in everything from pulling photos for your website to targeting specific audiences with advertisements. An audience profile should have information like age, gender, location, interest, favorite websites, social media, and more.
A course that's for everybody will be bought by nobody, so don't be afraid to get specific.
We have an audience profile document that you can download by clicking the link below this video. Step number 3, create a survey with course ideas.
When creating a course, it's usually best not to trust your gut, because your gut can be a dingus. So instead, we're gonna do things the smart way. Create a survey asking your target audience about different problems they have. These problems should be related to the topic of your course.
I recommend using Google Forms since it's fast and easy to set up. This will help you decide on content, features, and judge potential interest in your course. For example, if you were going to create a course that was all about small business marketing, you might ask your audience what areas of marketing they want to improve on. You could also ask what problems they face as it relates to the subject of your course. I also recommend asking what types of features they want to see in the course. This could include PDFs, interviews, group coaching, and more. You should also ask your audience if they would be willing to purchase a course if they found the perfect solution to their problem. This will help you identify who is potentially a lead to purchasing your course once it's available.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry. I've included some free examples that you can find by clicking the link below this video.
Step number 4, send the survey out.
Now it's time to share that survey out with the world. Now, remember your audience profile? Well, it's gonna help you know where you should share the survey out online.
Share the survey in online groups, forums, chat groups, and anywhere else where your target audience hangs out. Hopefully you are already a member of these communities. If not, you should absolutely join all of the groups you can to get a pulse of what the industry is all about. In the groups, simply say that you are looking for people to help you give feedback on an upcoming project. People are usually really good about being willing to answer a few questions, especially if you say pretty please. Step number 5, review the survey. Once you get a few responses back to your survey, review the information. What topics did people find the most inspiring? What features are they looking for? What problems did they face? And did anyone say they'd be interested in potentially purchasing your course?
Review your answers to get a good idea of what your audience is looking for. The answers might shock you more than when I got electrocuted in a Guatemalan shower, but that's a story for another day.
Step number 6, create an outline based on the feedback. With your survey data collected, it's now time to create an outline of what your course will look like. Make sure you create a course that is released over the course of a few weeks. Perhaps it could be 6 weeks long with 2 lessons per week and a bonus PDF. Think about this as a syllabus of what your overall course experience will be like. Keep it easy and just jot down the notes in a Google Doc or in Notion. Just don't overthink it. Step 7, create a video trailer.
Pretend like the whole course is already created, and then put together a simple little video trailer explaining what the whole course is all about. This is your opportunity to channel your inner influencer.
It doesn't have to be world-class quality, but it does need to speak the same language of your target audience. And I'm not just talking about the words you say. I'm also talking about the design, music, tone, and professionalism that your audience is used to. It needs to feel like it belongs with your target audience. For example, if you're teaching yoga, you might want to have a video that is very zen in tone. You'd want to dress like a yoga influencer and use music and wording that would make sense for yogis.
You can shoot a video using a camera like this, or you can use a phone like this video. But one pro tip I have for you is to always prioritize audio.
Audio quality is actually more important than video quality. You'll probably need to create a rough outline or script for the video. Try to talk about the specific pain points that you will be solving, the features of your course, and your credentials as an instructor.
Also, be sure to show your humanity and personality. It's gonna go a long way to developing trust. I've linked to a few fantastic course trailers below this video.
Step number 8, create a simple website.
Now it's time to create a simple website that you can use to capture email addresses. Now, I know that building a website can be scary. Okay, not that scary, but maybe like this scary. The truth is, there are a ton of resources out there for creating a website, but I always recommend using Squarespace. Now, I don't have time to go into all of the different reasons as to why Squarespace is awesome, but just know that I recommend it to all of my clients. Squarespace will allow you to scale your website as your business eventually grows. Click the link below this video to create your Squarespace site and follow along with this video.
Our website is going to be incredibly simple. We'll design a simple singular landing page with a waitlist group sign-up box. However, we will also add in other pages in the future as it makes sense.
Now, I'm about to break down all of the specific things you need to include on your web page. But if you get lost, have a brain fart, or just need some help, click the link below this video to see a demo page of what it should actually look like. Please steal the designs from that page.
First, sign up for a free account on Squarespace. Once inside, go to Marketing and Email Campaigns. Select Mailing Lists and create 2 email lists, one for general subscribers and one for waitlist subscribers. Now, go back to the Pages menu and create a new page. Create a header section. This section will include the primary benefit of your course along with the course title. Add a newsletter sign-up box as a waitlist. Now add in an email sign-up box with information about how to join your waitlist. Connect the box to both your waitlist email audience and a Google Sheets file. Now below that, create a video section that shares who your course is for and embed that trailer. Keep in mind that you'll need to upload your video trailer to YouTube in order to share it out here. Next, share a benefits cascade where you share the specific benefits that your audience will take away from this course. Now create a quick section that includes why you are passionate and qualified to teach this course. And of course, include a picture of yourself. Now below that, I want you to include the quotes or testimonials about why you're going to be a great teacher of this course. In a new section, list out all of the features included in your course and add in a waitlist sign-up box connected to both a Google Sheet and your waitlist audience. So once your course is officially live, you'll actually change that newsletter sign-up box to a checkout button that links directly to the checkout in Teachable, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So below that section, we're going to add in a guarantee section where we let people know that their course includes a 30-day money-back guarantee. And at the very bottom of the page, I always like to include an FAQ section that answers any questions that you think your audience may have about your course. Now, in the footer, add in a contact email and links to your social profiles. Okay, so you did it. That's all the major content you need on your site for now. However, if you want to earn some extra brownie points, you can go ahead and create an about page or a contact page. However, you don't need those specific pages just right now. So once you're ready, go ahead and check everything and set your website live. I recommend getting the business plan in Squarespace and paying for a yearly subscription, as it will give you some perks like a free domain and a free custom email address with Google. I recommend this same subscription for all of my clients, so it will be totally fine for you at this point.
You've done fantastic work so far, but don't share out your page just yet. I know you're getting a little antsy, but there's a few things we need to do first.
Step number 9, create your waitlist survey. Now it's time to create a second survey that will help you find out more information about the people who have expressed interest in your course. This survey is for people on your waitlist, and it will help you refine your messaging, update your syllabus, and be sure your course makes sense to your target audience. Like I said before, create a survey using Google Forms. You should use this survey to answer the following questions. What do people hope to achieve with your course? What features or lessons are drawing people into your course? What areas need to be more clear? Will people actually be willing to buy the course? And how much are they willing to pay? And are people willing to book a sales call?
Below this video, I've included a few examples of questions to include in the second survey. Like I said, the goal of this survey is to refine your messaging and truly find out who is interested in your course.
Step number 10, waitlist email automation. Say that 3 times fast.
Let's hop back over to Squarespace.
You'll now need to set up emails welcoming people who sign up for your waitlist and people who sign up for your general mailing list. To send an automated email, just go to Marketing and select Email Campaigns. Click the Create button and select Automation. Select Welcome New Subscribers. From here, you'll find tons of great templates from the Squarespace team. I recommend picking a design that feels connected to your brand. For our example, we will create an email for people who join our waitlist. Under Automation, select Waitlist Subscribers from the Mailing List menu. Make sure the timing is set to immediately. This means it'll go out immediately once people sign up for the list. Add a short subject line with an emoji. People really like clicking subject lines that have emojis. Add in a short sentence welcoming people to your waitlist, along with a link to your waitlist survey. If this is your first time sending an email with Squarespace, you'll need to set up a sender profile and add in a legal address. You can now edit the rest of your email. Just like a normal Squarespace page, Squarespace emails use a block format that makes it super easy to update and edit your content. Once you're ready to set your email live, send a test email to your email address and make sure you test all of those links. Once you make sure that everything is good to go, select Activate Automation. This will activate the email robots. I've included a template for this email that you can find below this video. And just one more time so we don't forget, it's very important for you to link to your waitlist survey in this email. All right, so it is pro email tip time.
I have a simple technique for making your email sign-up process even better. It's a little technical, but if you follow along, you won't regret it.
The default Squarespace email sign-up process will force your users to confirm their subscription via a confirmation email. So, unsurprisingly, this will result in a smaller email list. To get around this little quirk, you need to turn on reCAPTCHA via Google. To create a reCAPTCHA account, click the link below this video, create an account via Google, and go through the process of verifying the reCAPTCHA. Once you have your codes, paste them into the site key and the secret key section. Turn on reCAPTCHA and turn off the send confirmation email. Now people can easily subscribe to your site without verifying their email first.
Okay, that's enough nerdy stuff for now.
Step number 11, share your course landing page out for feedback.
Now things are getting real. It's time to share out your course page with the world and get feedback from the community.
If you've already set everything up correctly, you should now have a system where someone can visit your course page, sign up for an email list, get a confirmation email, and then fill out an informational survey. Start by sharing out both the course page and the waitlist survey with any contacts you have in your industry. Ask them to do you a favor by filling out the survey themselves. You should also share out the course page and the survey in online chat groups. Most industries have active chat groups using Slack, Discord, and other chat features. Just search chat groups in Google along with your industry name and you should be able to find them. You should also share your course page in online forums, private groups, and industry hangout spots. Facebook groups are usually a really great place to get feedback from folks in your niche. Just be sure to avoid that Facebook timeline or you might get distracted and or very sad. Which brings us to a bonus sanity tip. Use Newsfeed Eradicator to hide Facebook timelines from your computer. This is one of my favorite tools and I cannot recommend it enough. It's also important to reach out to blogs, online magazines, and any other industry sites to ask if they'd be willing to share your new site out with their community. Simply say that you're a fan of their site and you're looking for feedback on a project that could help the community. If you have an email list, this is the time to send out your survey as well. And of course, you should share out your new course page on your social media channels. Okay, we're at step number 12, review feedback and update the course outline. So after you've had enough time to get feedback from at least 10 targeted people in your niche, but of course more is better, it's time to review your results. Just because one person has a suggestion doesn't mean you need to update the course pages or curriculum. But if more than one person has the same feedback, you definitely want to consider updating or improving your course outline. The beauty of using this strategy to update your course is simply you don't have to create the whole course before you start getting feedback on your training. This is also a good time to update your sales video if the scope or outline of your course has changed significantly. Step 13, pick a pre-sale date.
Now that you've updated your course page, it's time to officially launch your pre-sale for your course. A pre-sale is simply the process of selling something before it exists. It may sound a little weird, but most online digital products are sold before they even exist.
By pre-selling your course, you will learn if people actually want to buy your course. If they don't buy, or if you don't hit your target sales numbers, you have one of three options. The first is to resurvey, refine, and then relaunch your course. The second is to refund the money and just try a different idea entirely. And the third is to create the course anyways.
Trust is a really big reason as to why people buy online courses. So if you don't have an online presence or fan base just yet, you may not have generated enough trust to justify a purchase, which is totally normal. To create a pre-sale, you need to pick a date that is at least 3 weeks from today. Why? Well, simply put, you have a little bit of work to do to make sure your pre-sale goes by without a hitch. But we'll get to that in just a little bit.
So pick a date that's good for your schedule and not around any major holidays. I recommend launching a pre-sale on Wednesdays because it will allow you to prepare your materials on Monday and Tuesday, along with fixing any bugs or issues that may pop up on Thursday and Friday.
Avoid launching a course on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because while people love learning, they will always love the weekend more. We'll cover the specifics of launching a pre-sale in just a little bit. But for now, just pick a date.
Step number 14, create a teachable curriculum.
Now it's time to create your course. Again, there are a ton of resources out there for creating courses, but my favorite tool is Teachable.
Like Squarespace, Teachable is easy to use and their support network is extensive. It also has a dripping feature that will give you the ability to release content at specific intervals, which makes it incredibly easy to release new content week by week. Drip-fed courses have higher perceived value than instant access courses, so you'll usually make more money with them. Create a new Teachable account using the link below this video. There are different tiers that offer you different features based on your course type. You should be fine with the basic plan, but you can upgrade at any time if you outgrow the features. In Teachable, create a new course. Name your course and give it a subtitle with the primary benefit, and start outlining the curriculum. Teachable is broken up into sections and lectures. Sections house individual lectures. I recommend naming your section week 1 and then typing in the topic of that week's lectures. Every course should also have a welcome section where you welcome your students to the course and get them acquainted with you as a teacher. In the welcome section, you should also introduce the curriculum and what you will be covering. If you have some extra time, a PDF of your course outline could also be embedded in this section. And pro tip, if you're going to be hosting a chat group using Discord or Slack, you can include a link to that in here as well. So go ahead and outline your course using sections as weeks. We'll wait. For now, the only sections that actually need content is just the welcome video section. You can simply upload your trailer for now and put in some text about how your course will work. Let students know that the content will be released every week for the duration of the course. This is also a great time to add in bonus content like links or resources. And one more thing, if you upload a PDF, just make sure you make it downloadable. Step number 15, update your Teachable pages and settings.
Now we need to decide on a price for your course. Review your survey data to figure out what the best price should be.
If you can't decide from there, go check out the pricing of similar courses in your niche. It's usually not a great idea to be the cheapest option, but you may also struggle to generate sales if you're a luxury option if you don't have an audience just yet. So my recommendation is to price your course around $200 to $250, as that can create an impulse buy. Anything more and your course might fall into the whole "I'll have to talk to my significant other" category, which can slow down sales. But if you've already generated enough trust with your audience, it's entirely possible to sell courses for $900 or more. Also, just so you know, higher end courses do tend to generate more customer support, so just keep that in mind if you have a busy schedule. To set a price, go to Teachable and select Add a Pricing Plan. You can select a one-time purchase, a payment plan, or a subscription. I recommend a payment plan as it will significantly reduce the perceived cost of your course. A course that is 3 payments of $79 actually feels cheaper than a course that is $249, even though it isn't. While we will be using your Squarespace sales page as our primary product page, sometimes students may accidentally find your Teachable sales page instead. So what you need to do is simply recreate your Squarespace sales page in Teachable. This shouldn't take too much time at all because you already have all of the content. So just go to Pages and edit your sales page. Teachable's page builder uses blocks, so simply recreate your Squarespace page. However, instead of waitlist boxes, you'll simply replace them with the buttons to purchase your course. You should also go to your Information tab and update your bio and course branding. If you don't have any branding yet, don't worry. Just use a Canva template to create something quick and easy. I've been using Photoshop and InDesign for over a decade, and honestly, I still prefer to use Canva for quick designs because it's so easy to use. By clicking on Site and Theme, you can also update your site's logo and favicon for the course. From here, you can also edit your course colors. Make sure you preview your pages to see how everything looks. You can also change the navigation at the top of your Teachable header. I like adding in navigation that mirrors my Squarespace website so people can easily navigate back and forth between my sites. But for now, you can skip this step. Once you're as happy as this puppy, set your course live by publishing the course. Double check that your sales page, checkout page, and thank you page are all published. You can also take this time to update each page if you prefer. The last step is to simply create a coupon code for 50% off, 20% off, and 10% off. The 50% off coupon code will go to everyone who agrees to purchase the beta version of your course. 20% off will be for everyone who joins your webinar, and 10% off will go to everyone who subscribes to your email list in the future.
Are you still with me? Let's take a few seconds to breathe. Okay, back to the video.
Step 16, decide on a course start date. Now it's time to decide on an official start date for your course. Pick a date that is at least 30 days in the future because you want to give yourself plenty of time to prepare. Once you have a course start date, be sure to write down the start date on your course pages and update any pages in Teachable. So you should now have 2 dates, one for the pre-sale and then one for the course start date, which should be about 14 days later. Be sure to update your sales page in Squarespace with both dates. If you're confused about these timelines, don't worry. I've created a guide with the course launch timeline that you can download, you guessed it, below this video. Step number 17, book sales calls with people who gave feedback. Now it's time to book sales calls with everyone who expressed interest in your course. This is the group of people who joined your waitlist and the people who originally expressed interest in your course's topics. Send them a friendly email asking if they'd be willing to hop on a call to clarify some of their comments. I've included a template that you can use to book a sales call. Well, I'm not even going to say it. You know where to find it. You may also prefer to use a tool like Calendly to book meetings automatically to your schedule. Step number 18, do your sales calls.
Almost every entrepreneur is fearful of sales calls, and I totally get it. There's a bad stigma as it relates to hopping on a call and talking with a client. But the truth is, sales is not about tricking people. It's about individual problem solving. So if you treat your call like you're trying to solve the problems of the person you're talking to, it'll make it so much easier to chat. Now, there are a ton of resources out there for doing good sales calls, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to listening and asking really good questions. Ask questions that validate your idea to your customer.
For example, if you sold an online marketing course, you might ask, if your marketing was bringing in the right number of ideal customers, how much money would that bring in for your business? A question like that will create perceived value for your course. Their response might be $10,000, or maybe it's $100,000. And so, as you can see, a question like that will create perceived value for your course.
Spend 80% of your time listening and taking notes. Give value, but don't monologue.
At the very end of your call, mention that you are currently offering 50% off the beta version of your course, which is the first time your course is offered to the public. Tell them that enrollment is limited to 10 people, but if they want to be the first people to go through the program, you'd be happy to send over the code. Once they agree, send over the code and a link to the checkout window in your chat with them. Also, send a follow-up email afterwards with the code and notes about your talk.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna take some practice, but in general, you'll close about 50% of these calls. Hopefully by the end of this process, you'll have a few sales calls under your belt. Be sure to let everyone know when your course will start.
Step number 19, create and share a webinar page.
If a stranger came up to you and asked to give you a ride in their car, it'd be weird and sketchy, right? Well, the same is true when you try to sell a course without generating trust first. People don't know you, so you need to give them a reason to trust you. One of the best ways to generate trust with your community is to simply host a free webinar.
To create a great webinar, pick the primary benefit of your course and create an entire presentation around that subject. For example, if your course is all about home finances, you might host a webinar titled 7 Tricks for Getting Out of Debt. I like to use Canva to create my webinar presentations because they have tons of great templates. To host a webinar, I like to use Zoom because it allows you to have up to 50 attendees with a single link. If you think you'll have more than 50 people, you can upgrade your account. I also recommend paying for Zoom so you don't have a 40-minute limit. To host your webinar, simply create an unlisted page in Squarespace that includes the webinar date, details, and a newsletter sign-up box for the webinar. This box should be linked to your general subscribers. I like my webinars to happen on Tuesday or Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I recommend the same for you. Make sure that you also turn on the reCAPTCHA for that sign-up box. You should also connect your sign-up box on this page to a Google Sheet so you can know exactly how many people sign up for your webinar. Make sure your confirmation text includes your presentation Zoom link and some text just letting them know that they are confirmed for the webinar. You should also include any fun imagery or videos on this page as well. Feel free to get as creative as you want with the page.
Just like before, be sure to share your webinar on industry forums, group chats, websites, contacts, everywhere, and with any news publications that may be interested in talking about your webinar. And just like a destination wedding to North Dakota, only about 50% of the people who RSVP are actually going to attend. You can also do paid ads on Instagram or Facebook if you want to get even more people signed up for your webinar.
You will also send out an email to your general subscriber list at the exact time when your webinar goes live. So be sure to include a link to your webinar in that email. A great webinar isn't about selling your product. It's about storytelling and adding value. In essence, a great story involves a hero who starts out in a lowly state, goes on an adventure, and then returns home with an improved life. In our case, our audience is the hero, your course is the adventure, and the results of your course are the improved life. Before your webinar begins, be sure to record your session because we're going to share this out again in the future. So start your webinar by asking where people are from. Then move on to sharing a little bit about yourself. After that, you can share the bulk of the value of your webinar. This is the main reason why people are at this webinar in the first place. But you should also tease that you will have a Q&A time and a gift for everyone at the end of the presentation.
Do not hoard secrets in this webinar. Give away everything you know. Even if it's 90% of the value that you may give away in the course, the truth is people will still want to pay you money to learn more information from you.
Once you've shared the presentation, Tell people a simple story about how you used to be in their shoes.
But you've learned secrets as an expert, and now you've packaged them together in a course. Because everybody wants to know a good secret.
After that, it's time to pitch your course. Share the benefits of the course, the feature, and then reveal the price. But then reveal that everyone who signs up on the call will get 20% off for 48 hours. Then give away the coupon code and link to the checkout page. Then open the webinar up for questions and answers. After the webinar is over, send a thank you email with information about how to claim the discount on the course. Step 20, upload your webinar to your website. Once your webinar is complete, give yourself a big high five, edit the video, and then upload it as an unlisted video to YouTube. This will hide it from the outside world, but it will also allow you to embed it on your site. Create a new page that includes the webinar as a YouTube embed. You can also include more information about the webinar, you can include any free downloads, and you can link directly to your course page. Change the webinar sign up page from a countdown to a simple page that says people must sign up for your newsletter to watch the webinar. Be sure to update the box to redirect to the watch page after they fill out their email. After the webinar is done, place it on your website and make it to where people must subscribe to watch. You should also make the webinar sign up page be the button at the top of your website. Change the button title to the primary benefit of the webinar. For example, lose 7 pounds or get more clients. You can also update the confirmation email for the general subscriber list to include a link to the webinar watch page. I'd also recommend adding a second automated email to your waitlist subscribers for day 2 that encourages them to watch the webinar as well. Step 21, launch the pre-sale.
With your marketing automation now set up, it's time to launch your pre-sale. A full pre-sale launch should take 7 to 10 days, and you should already know when the pre-sale is happening.
Change out the waitlist boxes on your website to be buttons that link directly to the checkout page in Teachable. You'll want to share your pre-sale with online groups, forums, websites, and industry contacts. Go out of your way to be in newsletters and share it out on social. Make it super easy for people to share out your pre-sale in the news by giving them images and videos that are cropped to both landscape, square, and video size. You should really try to get in on industry podcasts and live streams. Pitch yourself as a guest, and for the topic, use whatever the topic is of the webinar that you've already previously recorded. Being an expert guest on a podcast or a live stream is a great way to get in front of your target audience. At this point, you should already have a few folks on your email list. And just to be fully transparent, email is going to be your most powerful marketing tool going forward. I've included some email templates from our Curious Millionaire program that can help you know what types of emails to send. You can find a link below this video. Essentially, you want to send out the following messages via email and social media. Number 1, you want to tease your pre-sale launch date 2 days before it goes live. Number 2, you want to share out a testimonial of someone who has benefited from your expertise. Number 3, you want to launch your pre-sale on the date that your pre-sale goes live. Number 4, you want to share an FAQ where you answer common questions that people may have about your course. Number 5, you want to share out another testimonial. Number 6, you want to mention that your course cart is closing tomorrow. And then number 7, you want to close the cart. Number 8, you want to ask people, why didn't you join my program? Number 9, open registration up one more time and allow for late registration. And then number 10, officially close your cart.
Each one of these emails should go to your waitlist subscribers and your general subscribers. I've included a few templates to these emails that you can find below this video.
And now it's time for a bonus tip. One of my favorite free tools for creating actions in emails is a free tool called Send Trick. It's completely free and it allows you to add countdown timers to your emails. These timers are great for counting down to specific times and dates, like pre-sale start dates and closing dates. Step 22, review your pre-sale results.
After your pre-sale is complete, you should have a good idea as to how your course performed. If you're happy with your sales, just keep moving forward. You will only grow your audience in the future. So any sales you get right now is a really good indicator that people are interested in what you have to say.
If you're not happy with your sales, well, it's time to get back to the drawing board. Just go ahead and refund everybody, send out another survey, and start over. Or you could just go ahead and create the course regardless. You may have simply just not generated enough trust to justify someone buying your course.
The rest of this video is going to assume that you've achieved your course goals, or you're just going to move forward regardless.
Step 23, create your first week's materials.
Now it's time to create your course content. You don't need to finish all of your course before people start learning. At the very least, just prepare your first week's content. Each week, you will record the next week's content. I had a friend who got halfway done with their course and then they got sick and they had to do the course content while they were sick and it was just not good. So I don't want the same thing to happen to you.
You can tell Teachable to drip certain sections at certain dates, so I recommend releasing content on the same day each week as your course is created. You don't really need to have a fancy setup to record a decent course. Obviously, each course is different, but my best advice is really to prioritize audio over video. Get a microphone that's super easy to use. If you're recording on a computer, I recommend using a Blue Yeti, which is the microphone I'm using to record this audio right now. And if you're recording to a camera, I recommend using just a Sennheiser lav mic.
Always monitor your audio or have somebody listen to it as you record your content. Like Shelby behind this video. Say hey, Shelby.
For lighting, a simple ring light or lighting from a window should work perfectly.
In most cases, a webcam or an iPhone will be perfect for your course. But if you must, you can use a higher end camera. Just know though, when you use a high-end camera, you're going to have a lot more prep and setup to actually record your videos.
For PDFs, I like to use Canva because they have a ton of great templates. I've created a few of them that you can access below this video. Step 24, finishing the course.
Once your course is almost complete, create a Google form where you ask people about their experience in your course.
Include a link to the survey at the end of your course. It'll also be important to send an email out to everyone who joined the program because some people may have fallen off by this point.
Ask people questions about the content and quality of the course, and be sure to include this question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend this course to a friend or family member? If the course answer is 9 or 10, they are known as an advocate of your brand. These people will be the best resource for you going forward to promote your course. Reach out to them personally and thank them for their time. You can also send extra goodies like handwritten notes or t-shirts. If anyone answers a 6 or below, they are known as detractors. Try to reach out to them too and figure out why their experience was so bad, and then ask them to hop on a call to learn even more. And here's a bonus tip, offer coaching.
As your course is nearing completion, I always recommend adding in coaching as a high-end service that you can pitch to the people who enjoyed your program.
For example, if you created a marketing course, you might offer 3 months of marketing coaching for a discounted rate to those who finish your course.
Coaching is a premium service that can be upwards of $1,000 per month per client. Depending on what your course is all about, you may want to offer these services.
And our final step, step number 25, moving forward.
So with your course now complete, you can refine, re-edit, and update everything to get ready for your official launch. Update the buttons on your sales page to link directly to your Teachable checkout.
Similar to your pre-sale, launch your course with an email sequence to get the word out to the world via email, social channels, and your connections around the industry. Instead of setting up your course to be always available, set specific sign up and start dates, and limit the number of people who enroll to a specific number. After your first launch, it will become easier and easier to do this every 3 months.
Never meet demand. It's usually best to only allow about 90% of the people that want to go through your course into the actual program. This will create scarcity that will increase your sales.
So as you go forward, it's essential to find your voice by creating content on a specific platform. This can be anything from YouTube to Instagram to podcasts. Find your communication superpower and stick to it by creating content every single week. And I'm dead serious. For as long as your business exists, you need to be creating anchor content every single week. By growing an engaged audience, it will become easier and easier to sell your course, products, and sponsorships in the future. If you're unsure about what type of content to create, simply ask yourself, what type of content resonates with my audience? And also, just think about where your audience hangs out. There are tons of online tutorials out there about how to create good content on social platforms. I also recommend creating a weekly newsletter for your audience by creating a blog. By anchoring your content to your website, you will ensure that people see your site, webinar, and then ultimately your course.
If you like this video, check out our course toolkit here at Curious Refuge.
Inside, you'll find templates, schedules, and videos that can help you launch the best course possible. And of course, if you've ever wanted to launch a business from scratch, go check out The Curious Millionaire. Our online adventure will teach you how to test and launch your business idea from scratch. It also goes into a lot more detail about launches and company development than what we could achieve in this video. And the best part is you can access it with a free 7-day trial. And we also provide coaching to help aspiring course creators find success. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe and let us know if you have any requests for future videos. And once you've launched your course, be sure to share in the comments below. Best of luck with everything. We'll see you next time.